Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series tonight. These Super Late Models will be taking on Bristol Motor Speedway for 125 laps of short track racing action. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atman Weiss, and I'm excited to call all the racing action here tonight. Again, on Intensity Broadcasting. Right now in practice, we see Eric Myers is on the top of the board with a 14.47. Less than it comes down to the thousandth of a second between first and second. Michael Wambold second on the board with the 14.47. Third is Dale Shaw. Fourth is Russell Brown Jr. And then rounding out your top five, it's Mike Hasty. Currently looking at the point standings after 3 races, we see a very, very tight race for the point standings lead between Michael Wambold and Josh Oswald, with less than 5 points separating the two drivers. Michael Wambold has 1 win this season. Josh Oswald does not have any wins this season. We see Mike Hasty with he's 3rd in points. Michael Swink is 4th in points. And then Sam Wetstein is 5th in points. So we got a very, very tight point standings race right now. Last week we were at USA International Speedway. We saw 5 cautions for 25 caution laps and 1 lead change. Donald Clark ended up getting the win after leading 57 laps of the 125 laps. So Eric Myers takes 2nd. Aaron Johnson finished 3rd. Michael Wambold was 4th. And then rounding out your top 5 was Zach Wetstein. So we've had 3 different winners this season. Donald Clark, Kyle Martinson, and Michael Wambold. Could we maybe have a 4th different winner here tonight? We will see. We see these drivers just continuing to get a little bit of extra practice time. Looks like we will have some heat races tonight. 21 cars are currently in the session at the moment. That's going to be exciting. Yesterday we had the Thunderstruck the Thunderstruck Modified Series, and we saw Dale Shaw ended up getting the win. So let's see if Dale Shaw can make it 2 in a row for Thunderstruck Series. It's going from modifieds to super late models. Dale Shaw is running 3rd on the board here at Bristol. It's the same track as yesterday. I expect that 83 machine to do very, very good. I'm actually really, really surprised that we have as many cars as we do. This is awesome. This is going to be a great race here tonight. I know with the Christmas holiday, some drivers weren't able to make it, but we actually see a lot of new faces and some drivers who are in this league but don't normally make these races. This should be an awesome one. So with 1 minute left in practice, we see these drivers just trying to get as many practice laps in as possible before the qualifying. And then qualifying drivers will get 2 laps to try to set their best possible lap time. Last week we saw Michael Wambold start on the pole. Let's see if that will be the same thing here tonight. Michael is running 2nd on the board here in practice with a 14.47 as his best lap time. That's pretty much tied with 1st place Eric Myers. Yeah, they're only separated by 2 thousandths of a second. So there we go. We see practice is now wrapping up. We are getting set for qualifying. Once again, drivers will get 2 laps to try to set their best possible lap time. Heat races will play a factor, so these drivers are going to be looking to try to qualify in the top 15, so they will automatically advance to the feature. If you don't qualify in the top 15, you're going to have to try to make the race through the heat races. So there we go. We are officially beginning our lone qualifier. And there we are. We're getting some cars on the track. There's Michael Wambold exiting the pits. See Hemi Gherardini exiting the pits. There's Mike Hasty. Mike Hasty having a good season so far. Got Josh Oswald exiting the pits. There's Russell Brown Jr. Russell looked very, very fast in practice. Let's see how well he does here in qualifying. Josh Oswald, your runner-up in points right now, starting his first lap. And these drivers are trying to target starting in that top 15. There's Micah Reeby. We don't normally see him in these Thunderstruck races. Awesome to see that he's racing here tonight. Oh, he smacks the wall there. Got William Griffith right now on the top in qualifying. Then we see Sam Wetstein to the top of the board. Then it's Matt Telder to the top of the board with a 14.79 for him. Mike Hasty to the top of the board with a 14.79. He's a tenth faster than second place Josh Oswald. A lot of times getting on the board right now. There we see William Griffith slowing down. He's fallen to fifth now. Matt Telder to the top of the board with a 14.66. He's currently a tenth faster than second place Mike Hasty. Shannon Wilder to second with a 14.69. He's now 300ths off of Matt Telder. Russell Brown Jr. still needs to complete a lap. I believe this will be completing his first lap right here. Michael Wambold to the top of the board with a 14.53. He's a tenth faster than second place Matt Telder. Eric Myers to second with a 14.55. He's only 200ths off of Michael Wambold now. Watching Dave Jones on track. He's on his second lap, I believe. He is. And he does improve to a 14.96, putting him 11th, and that should give a little bit of breath of fresh air in as he's trying to advance to the feature without having to get through these heat races. There's Michael Swink on track right now. I believe he's completed all of his lap times. There you go. There's a look at everybody who's completed laps so far. See Eric Meyer sitting in the pits. I don't know if he's looking to maybe go back out there for another run. I don't know. So it's looking like right now your top 15 has been set with Tristan Ledoucier currently sitting in that 15th spot. It's looking like he'll be the last driver to advance the feature automatically. The rest of the drivers from Gene Watkinson to Mike Steffen will have to advance to the feature through the heat races. There we see Eric Myers exiting the pits. And looks like Eric Myers running a little bit of a different paint scheme. He's actually put his numbers not in the, like, on the right rear. You don't really see that too often on cars. I think it's kind of cool. I like it. So it looks like everybody who's going to complete a qualifying lap has. So while we're under this little break in the action, make sure to take this time to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,000 followers on Facebook and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by our 2-year anniversary, which will be in April of 2022. And also, while you're at it, make sure to check us out on our Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. So here we go. Qualifying is wrapping up. We are now getting set for your heat races. There we go. Qualifying has completed. Michael Wambold will be starting on the pole. Now it is time for your heat race. 20 laps. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 17.629. We have that 111 of Gene Watkinson. Outside of him, it's Georgia's Russell Brown Jr. And third is Mike Steffen. Fourth will be the 68 of Stephen McDonald. And then rounding out your top five with ROCA Nation, it's Hemi Gherardini. Sixth place will be Ray Page. And then last but not least, rounding out the field, it's Mike Aribi with Magic Mike Motorsports. There we go. The field is set. In this heat race, there will be two drivers that will get eliminated and will not be able to make it to the feature. This heat race will determine who those drivers will be. Corey Bigley says, go Eric Myers. Actually, don't remember where Eric Myers qualified. Looks like Eric Myers qualified second. He's automatically advanced to the feature. But he's getting everything ready for the feature event here under this little break for the heat race. So it looks like we have two drivers that didn't make the grid, Mike Steffen and Ray Page. If both of them don't make it, then those will be the two drivers that are going to get eliminated and won't be able to participate in the feature. So if that's the case, then that'll be a breath of fresh air for some of our other drivers that have actually gridded for tonight's heat race. There we go. Looks like these drivers are shifting into first gear and getting ready to start the pace laps. So, yep, looks like two drivers will miss the start. Mike Steffen, Ray Page. Both of them will get eliminated and will not be able to make the feature. Unless we see somebody else quits and drops out of the race and Mike or Ray gets onto the track, then that could change some things, but it's looking pretty likely that Mike Steffen and Ray Page are going to be the two drivers that will get eliminated. So now your front row is going to be Gene Watkinson starting in first, Russell Brown Jr. starting in second. We're going to take one more lap around Bristol. And here's a look at your race info. 71 degrees Fahrenheit, 10% humidity, overcast, 2 miles per hour wind speed. Track temperature is a little bit warmer at 73 degrees Fahrenheit. We are in Bristol, Tennessee at the 0.5 of a mile Bristol Motor Speedway. So here we go. Coming to the green flag, waiting for that pace car to pull in to the pits. Here we go, coming to the green. Pace car is in. And green flag is out there. We see Gene Watkinson taking off, but we see Russell Brown Jr. getting a great start on that high side. We see a little bit of contact between Hemi Gherardini and Gene Watkinson. We see a lot of drivers checking up to avoid that. Side by side for second between Stephen McDonald and Mike Aribi. We see Aribi flies right by that 68 machine, but Stephen coming back on that outside. He is able to get clear of Magic Mike as we head into turns 1 and 2. And we see Steve McDonald starting to extend that gap a little bit. Hemi Gherardini has reeled in Mike for that third spot. And oh, Mike Aribi getting loose off of turn number 4 into the outside wall, makes contact with Hemi Gherardini, and that is going to bring out our first caution of the heat race. Magic Mike Nation definitely upset about that one. Let's take a look at what happened. So we see Mike got Hemi Gherardini behind him. Heading off at turn number 4. Looks like you see the car starts to get sideways, slides up into the outside wall, comes back down into Hemi Gherardini. Man, that is unfortunate. Ooh, we see some contact between those two once again. But luckily, since there's only 5 drivers in this heat race, both of them will still advance despite getting in that incident. But still, these drivers are fighting for that 16th spot. The higher you start, the more likely you're going to have the chance to get up front. We're going to have 20 cars on this track, and it's going to be pretty crowded, so qualifying is really going to matter. And this heat race will determine once again who's going to start 16th through 20th. It's going to be very important to get that 16th spot, so you'll be highest up towards the front. So right now, here's a look at your current top 5. We see Russell Brown Jr. currently running in that first spot. Stephen McDonald is in second in that Under Armour machine. Third is Hemi Gherardini. Fourth is Gene Watkinson. And then rounding out your top 5 in that Mopar Performance Parts machine, we have Mike Aribi. We are still pacing, but Russell Brown, after seeing Gene Watkinson start on the pole, he just got a way better start than Mean Gene. He was able to fly on that outside, and it took the lead there on pretty much the first lap. Nobody's really been able to get up to him ever since then. But we'll see if things might change here on this next restart. Let us know who you're cheering for in the Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube chat. We'd love to hear. Whether they're in this heat race or not, or they've already advanced to the future. But lights on the pace car are off. We are getting ready to go back green. Russell Brown Jr. will be restarting on the bottom. Steve McDonald restarts on the top behind them. It's Hemi Gherardini and Gene Watkinson. Pace car is in. And green flag is back out there. We see Russell Brown Jr. taking off. We're side by side for second between Hemi Gherardini and Steve McDonald. They're side by side through turns 1 and 2. We see McDonald getting a great run on that outside. He is able to get clear of Hemi. We see some contact behind them between Gene Watkinson and Mike Aribi. We see Hemi Gherardini trying to reel back in Stephen McDonald for that second spot. But we see Steven starting to extend that gap a little bit. Right now, Russell Brown Jr. pretty much has a 1-second lead over the rest of the field. It's looking pretty good, but take a look now at that battle for that 4th spot between Gene Watkinson and Mike Aribi. A tight battle. We see Aribi getting right up to that back bumper of Gene Watkinson. Trying to make a move here. Oh, we see Aribi washing way up the track off of turn number 4, almost making contact with the wall. That is going to slow him down. Steve McDonald actually just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 14.80. We'll see if that'll be enough speed to reel in Russell Brown Jr. for that first place spot. Looks like Gene Watkinson got into a wreck. He's in the inside wall and he is stuck. And he is... There we go. Looks like Gene Watkinson was able to get back going. Oh, there we go. Caution flag is now out. Let's take a look at what happened to Gene Watkinson. I know last week in the Thunderstruck Modified Series, Gene got his first ever top 10, and the Thunderstruck community was definitely happy about that. Let's take a look what happened. See Gene heading through turns 3 and 4. He comes up off the track. And you see he just gets sideways there. Right into the inside wall. Ouch. It's definitely going to hurt that 111. But luckily, once again, there's only 5 cars in this heat race, so everybody will advance. Take a look here now at your top 5. We see Russell Brown Jr. is in first. Stephen McDonald is in second in that Under Armour machine. Third, it's Hemi Gerardini. Fourth is Micah Reeby. And then rounding out your top 5, we have Gene Watkinson. Woo! That car's pretty tore up. So we are going to take a quick break, and we will be back with the restart here in this heat race. Here we go. We are back with the racing action here. Currently still under caution. We see Russell Brown Jr. still leading. And I know this race has a 20-minute time limit. We're getting up there. I think we're going to see a green-white checkered. Yep, lights on the pace car are off. We're getting ready to go back green here for this green-white checkered. Micah Reeby did get his lap back, so he's still in contention for this heat race win. Russell Brown Jr. will be restarting on the bottom. Stephen McDonald will restart on the top. Then behind them, it's Hemi Gerardini. And look who's back out onto the track. We see Mike Steffen is on the track now, but it's a little bit too late, as he's currently sitting in that 6th position. There we go. Green flag is back out for this green-white checkered. And there we go. 1 lap to go. This is actually less than a green-white checkered. We see Russell Brown Jr. getting a great restart side by side off of turn number 2 between him and Gerardini. Gerardini getting a great run off of the backstretch. He's clear of Stephen McDonald, and he's going to get second. Stephen McDonald third. Micah Reeby fourth. Gene Watkinson finishes 5th in this heat race. Mike Steffen will get 6th and will get eliminated. So we are going to have another 2-minute practice, just to allow these drivers to get a little bit more practice time before we officially go green here. So once again, while we're under this break in action, make sure to share that stream. It helps support us, the league, the sponsors, and the drivers. It's greatly appreciated. And also, if you have a friend who you think will enjoy our broadcast, make sure to also hit that invite a friend button. And this is all on Facebook. Right now we see Michael Wambold is on the top of the board in this practice session with a 14.62. Second, it's Matt Telder with a 14.65. He's only 300ths off of Michael Wambold. Make sure to watch out for Dale Shaw in that 83 machine. Dale won last night's race in the Thunderstruck Modified Series. Had a great race. Here we go. Looks like this warm-up is wrapping up. Eric Myers is actually on the top of the board with a 14.47. He's 0.2 faster than Michael Wambold. Eric Myers looking to try to get his first win of the season and become our 4th different winner this season. All right, we are now officially gridding for your feature event. Let's take a look at your starting lineup, starting on the pole with a 14.528 in that 181 machine. It's Michael Wambold. Outside of him with Revelry Racing, it's Eric Myers. In third, it's Canada's Dale Shaw. Fourth will be Matt Telder, and then rounding at your top 5, it's that 10 Wildfire Racing machine of Shannon Wilder. In sixth, we have the 72 of Mike Hasty. Seventh is the 99 of Aaron Ward. In eighth, we have that 17 machine of Josh Oswald representing Oswald Racing. Ninth is William Griffith. And then rounding out your top 10 with Reaper Racing in the 89, it's Brandon Wallace. In that 11th place spot, it's the 16 of Dave Jones. 12th will be Sam Wetstein representing Hoosier Motorsports. 13th is Michael Meanies. 14th will be Michael Swink in that 51. And rounding out your top 15, also from Canada in that 230, it's Tristan Ladoucière. In 16th, it's Russell Brown Jr., your heat race winner. 17th is Hemi Girardini. 18th is that 68 of Stephen McDonald. 19th with Magic Mike Motorsports. This is the 77 of Mike Aribi. And then last but not least, in the 111, it's Gene Watkinson. So here we go. The field is set. 20 cars. Only one can win. Once again, your front row, Michael Wambold, Eric Myers. One driver, already has one win this season, Michael Wambold. And then we see Eric Myers still searching for his first win of the season. Could come here tonight at Bristol. Once again, this will be 125 laps of racing action here. This should be a fun one. There we go. Pace car is in. And green flag is out there. We see Eric Myers taking off, but he has Michael Wambold right on his rear quarter panel. He's still right there as we head off at turn number 2, but we see Eric Myers is able to get clear, but still Michael Wambold staying right on that back bumper of that 96 machine, looking to try to set up a pass. We see Eric Myers leads the first lap. Wambold now just trying to look high, trying to look low, trying to set up that pass, but we see Eric Myers starting to extend his gap over that 181. See Dale Shaw taking a look down low under Matt Telder for that third spot. They're side by side. We see Shaw almost with the nose as we head through 3 and 4. Telder now at the nose, back and forth between these two. Almost clear, but we see Dale Shaw still keeping up that momentum on the bottom. And there we go, officially is able to get clear. Matt Telder back up to second. But there we see Dale Shaw trying to take another shot down low under that 02 machine. And here comes Mike Hasty taking a look down low under Dale Shaw. This is for fourth. We see Hasty with the nose as we cross the line, and he still has that nose as we head to 1 and 2. Able to get clear. Mike Hasty up to fourth place now, and we see a caution flag is out. Mike Aribi is around. A few others involved. So we will take a look at your wreckage replay to see exactly what happened. All right, here's the look. We see Josh Oswald was running side by side with, that's Shannon Wilder. And then looks like this is through 3 and 4. Actually, no, that was through 1 and 2. Looks like there's a car stopped on the front stretch. And hold on, let me rewind this. So we see Mike Aribi run pretty much by himself, trying to catch up to Stephen McDonald. And then this is coming off of turn number 2. It's so hard to tell the 2 turns apart here at Bristol. We see Aribi get sideways off of turn number 2 and right into the inside wall. Hard contact. And then we see, here's how the rest of the drivers got involved. Hold on. You see Mike, he puts it in reverse. Right when the leaders are coming by. Barely misses hitting second place driver. Actually, he did make some contact with Michael Wambold. See a lot of drivers going down to avoid it. Ooh, nowhere to go for the 83 of Dale Shaw. We see Josh Oswald getting involved. Aaron Ward getting involved. A lot of big names getting involved. That is unfortunate there. We are back under caution. Here's a look at your current top 5. See Eric Myers running in first. Second is Michael Wambold. Third is Matt Telder. In fourth, it's Mike Hasty. And then rounding at your top 5 currently, it's Shannon Wilder. So far, our biggest mover of the race is Michael Swink, currently running in that 9th place spot. All right, we are getting ready to go back green here. We see Eric Myers will be restarting on the bottom. Michael Wambold restarting on the top. We see Mike Aribi exiting pit road. Pace car is in. Green flag is out, and there we see Eric Myers taking off. He's able to get clear of Michael Wambold. We see Mike Hasty is getting passed by Matt Telder for that 3rd spot. We see Telder able to get clear. Michael Wambold trying to reel back in Eric Myers for that 1st spot. William Griffith coming up on Shannon Wilder for that 5th spot. Let's see what William can do. Looks like we see Wilder starting to extend his gap a little bit, and then Griffith has Michael Swink behind him. See William starting to reel in Shannon. Actually looks like William Griffith has a little bit of front end damage, aka nose damage. Car needs a little bit of plastic surgery. Oh, we see another caution flag is out. That's Tristan LeDoucier. Few others involved. Let's take a look at what happened. So we see LeDoucier's trying to reel in the 30 of Michael Meanies. See contact between Hemi Gherardini and that's the 16 of Dave Jones. That sends Gherardini into the outside wall. getting some air time, and then we see Ladouceur get some contact from behind him. That's Dale Shaw, and this just creates this big domino effect coming into the corner. Ooh, a lot of big names getting involved in that one. So right now, let's take a look at your current top 5. Eric Myers is in first. Second, Michael Wambold. Third is Matt Telder. Fourth, Mike Hasty. Rounding out your top 5, it's Shannon Wilder. Let's actually pull in one of our drivers to do a little in-race interview. Let's actually go ahead and pull in your 6th place driver, William Griffiths. See how he's doing right now. William, this is Atlee in the Intensity Broadcasting booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. We thought we'd do a little in-race interview with one of our drivers. Looks like you're currently sitting in that 6th place spot. You've gained 3 positions since the green flag dropped, and you've had a great race so far, just been able to avoid some of the mess, and you've got up once again to that 6th place spot, and you were sitting right behind Shannon there on that last restart. I mean, how's the race? What do you think about this race so far?
Oh, it's good. The car is just really loose in the center, so it's really just easy going through there. And then I think that's where I'm catching Shannon. Really, is in the center of the corner.
Now, what's going to be your plan to try to get up there to the field with drivers like Matt and Michael?
Oh, I don't know. It's going to be tough. I'm kind of banking on them driving a little bit hard, running each other, and maybe I can get up there with some tires.
Well, good luck here on this next restart, William. Let's see what happens.
All right, appreciate it, Atlee.
No problem. Well, there you go. That's your 6th place driver, William Griffith. So we're getting ready to go back green now. Eric Myers will be restarting on the bottom. Michael Wambold restarting on the top. Behind them, it's going to be Matt Telder, Mike Hasty, and then behind them, Shannon Wilder, William Griffith. See what happens here. Still have 19 cars on the lead lap. Any one of them can win here tonight. Question is, who will it be? Pace car is in. Green flag is back out in there. We see Eric Myers taking off. He is able to get clear of Michael Wambold. We see Mike Hasty side by side with Matt Telder. We see Telder getting a good run on the bottom. He's able to get clear and up to that 3rd spot now. We see Michael Wambold reeling in now Eric Myers for first. He's reeling him in fast. Let's see what that 181 can do. Trying his best to get up there to the 96. We see right now Wambold. He actually got a great run there off of turn number 4. Michael just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 14.60. Let's see if that fast lap time will get him up there to that 96. Looks like William Griffith able to make it up to the top 5, reeling in Mike Hasty for 4th now. Hasty trying to take a look down low. Or excuse me, Griffith is the one trying to take a look down low under Mike Hasty. Saw Eric Myers just ran his fastest lap time of the race with a 14.59. I mean, he's in that 1st place spot. We know he is fast. Shannon Wilder currently taking a look down low under William Griffith. Ooh, almost saw a wreck there, but both drivers able to save it. Tight racing going on for this 5th spot. But we see William Griffith able to shut the door on Shannon Wilder. Looks like they're going by a lap car, Gene Watkinson. While we were looking at that, looks like Michael Wambold was able to reel in Eric Myers again. Wambold getting right up there to the back bumper of that 96 machine of Eric Myers. Here's a look at that cockpit cam from the 181's perspective. Just trying his best to find a gap to get under that 96 machine. We see just Wambold continuing to look high, look low. One thing I do respect about that 181, though, is he's definitely showing a lot of patience. You don't want to wreck your car out early in this race because it might be hard to make it back up through the field after that. It's so hard to pass here at Bristol. You've seen in the NASCAR Cup Series, you kind of have to make the passes yourself with that front bumper. Speaking of front bumper, we see Michael Wambold's front bumper getting right up there to Eric Myers, taking a look down low under him. What's he going to try to do here? Wambold high, looking low. Let's see. Let's take a look back at that cockpit cam from the 181's perspective. They're actually coming up on lap traffic. Gene Watkinson. Once again, Wambold getting right up to that back bumper of Eric Myers. Gotta wonder what's going through Wambold's head right now. Oh, looks like there's contact. Eric Myers getting a little bit loose. We see Wambold now. Oh, Wambold gets loose in the corner. And that's going to slow him down. That was a crazy turn of events. We saw Myers got into the outside wall and some contact, and that ended up hurting Michael Wambold, who's now fallen to that third place spot. That is unfortunate. We see William Griffith sitting on the back bumper of Mike Hasty for that fourth spot. Griffith trying to take a look down low here into the corner. 3 and 4. Griffith just trying to look high, look low. Here's a look at the cockpit cam from that 12's perspective, front in that Piggly Wiggly car. Ooh, almost making some contact there with Mike Hasty. Michael Wambold is currently sitting on the back bumper of Matt Telder. This is for that second spot. We know Wambold got into that incident up front, fell to third. Now he's trying to make it back up, almost getting into the back bumper of the two, trying to maybe take a look to the high side. Now looking back down low. What's Michael Wambold going to try to do? We see Telder throwing some blocks. We see Michael Wambold able to get under that two machine to the rear quarter panel. Getting right there. Looks like they're coming up on some lap traffic. And these two have actually caught your leader, Eric Myers. Let's see what Telder can do to try to get by that 96 machine. Telder looks high, look low, just trying to find something here. There we see Telder able to get to the rear quarter panel of that 96 machine. Taking a look high, taking a look low now. We do see Michael Wambold blinking a little bit. We'll see if that will affect anything. See Telder just trying to find any speed at all to get up there to that 96 machine. See Myers is extending his gap a little bit over Matt Telder. And then once again, you can't count out that 181 of Michael Wambold, who is actually running pretty much identical lap times to Matt Telder. Your whole top three are pretty much running identical lap times. There they go by a lap car. Dave Jones. Telder just trying to find something. Once again, we see Eric Myers extending his lead. See Michael Wambold reeling in Matt Telder for that second spot. Getting right up there to the back bumper. Let's see what Wambold will try to do here. We are currently 50 laps through this thing. Here's a look at your current top 5. We see Eric Myers is running in that first spot. Oh, and as I say that, we see a caution flag is out. Oh, no! William Griffith is around. Take a look at exactly what happened here. We know he was running tight with Mike Hasty and Shannon Wilder. Last we checked on William Griffith. All right, here's a look at what happened. We see Shannon Wilder taking a look to the high side of Griffith. And then we see Griffith comes up the track right in front of Wilder. And, ooh, just getting a big run into the corner. Makes some contact. That's going to send William Griffith around. Unfortunate, just some tight racing between Shannon and William. So looks like we got a couple drivers into the pits. A lot of them involved in that most recent incident. So we were going to do the top 5 recap. I think that top 5 might have changed a little bit. So we have Eric Myers in first, Matt Telder to second, Michael Wambold in third, Mike Hasty in fourth, and then rounding out your top 5, it's Russell Brown Jr. Now, Russell Brown Jr. has had an awesome race here tonight. Had to start in that 16th spot. He won the heat race. It was looking like he might not be able to make the race just because he was starting in that heat race, but he was able to win the heat race, advance to the feature, and he has just quickly worked his way up to the field, up into the top 5 now, and he's looking to maybe try to get by Mike Hasty. Watch out for that 00 machine here. So far, though, the biggest tough break has got to be Josh Oswald. He's just had a nightmare of a night, has gotten involved in, I believe, pretty much every incident, and majority of them haven't really been his doing. He's just had a lot of bad luck here tonight. We'll just see if he can get that car fixed up and get back out there. Yep, there you go. He's leaving the pits. Lights on the pace car are off. We are getting ready to go back green here. Eric Myers restarting on the bottom. Matt Telder restarting on the top. Behind them, it's going to be Michael Wambold, Mike Hasty, and then Russell Brown Jr. Pace car is in. Green flag is back out there. We see Eric Myers taking off. He's able to get clear of Matt Telder. There we see Michael Wambold taking a look down low under Telder as we head in turns 1 and 2. We see Wambold with, some contact into the outside wall. Both cars going around, but both of them save it. What a save for both Matt Telder and Michael Wambold. That could have been disastrous. We see Michael Wambold reeling in Matt Telder now once again for that second spot. We saw those two were tightly battling. They both made contact. Mike Hasty reeling in Wambold for that third spot. Watch out for that 72. Getting a good run here into turns 3 and 4. See Russell Brown Jr. starting to reel in Mike Hasty for that fourth spot. And behind Brown Jr., we got Dale Shaw, yesterday's winner in the Thunderstruck Modified Series. Dale Shaw just trying to find anything at all to get by that number 00. He's just, you know, just studying, trying to see if he might be washing up in a certain place on the track, anything like that. See, Michael Wambold has caught back up to Matt Telder for that second spot. He's getting a big run, actually, as we head into 3 and 4. What will Wambold try to do here? You see, Wambold's actually running about a car length lower than where Matt Telder is running at. We are officially halfway through this thing. And right now we're actually going to turn up the volume, and you'll get to hear the sounds and sights of the racetrack with Pump Up the Intensity. Here we go. We are back here. Hopefully you enjoyed that Pump Up the Intensity action as we check back in on your leader, Eric Myers. He's currently sitting with an 8/10 lead over second place, Michael Wambold. We currently see, though, a battle for that 4th place spot going on. See Mike Hasty reeling in Matt Telder for 3rd, but Russell Brown Jr. getting right up to that rear quarter panel of that 72 machine. Hasty getting a big run on Matt Telder for 3rd right now. We see he's looking high, looking low now, coming off the corner. Ooh, a little bit of contact there for the wall. For Mike Hasty, that's going to hurt him a little bit. See if he can reel back in Matt Telder. See Eric Myers now up to a 1-second lead. He is just running away from the rest of the field. If Eric Myers wins tonight's event, that will mean that he will be your 4th different winner this season out of 4 races. It's pretty incredible. That just shows how much competition there is here in the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series. Hasty once again trying to take a look down low under Matt Telder. Got right to his rear quarter panel. He's getting right there. There we go, getting a good run into the corner, able to get to the rear quarter panel, to the door. They're now equal on the backstretch. We see once again Hasty has the nose now. But Telder able to get back clear as we cross the line. Still very, very tight racing. Let's see if Hasty can get back up there to Matt Telder. We see Mike Hasty run about a car length lower than Matt Telder. Let's see if that helps him. Here's actually a current look at the cockpit cam from Mike Hasty's perspective. This is exactly what Hasty is seeing right now on his screen. Yeah, he's getting right up there to the back bumper of Matt Telder. Matt Telder's actually starting to get up there to Michael Wambold a little bit. So we're coming to 90 laps completed. See, there they go by a lap car. And, man, I don't know what Hasty's going to try to do here. Mike Hasty has Dale Shaw looking low under him for that fourth place spot. They're side by side as we head off of turn number 4, but we see Mike Hasty is able to get back clear, but definitely don't count out that 83 of Dale Shaw. Dale won last night's race also at Bristol Motor Speedway, except it was in the modifieds. We know he knows how to get around this track. See if he can maybe get up there into the top 4. Take a look back to this battle for third between Matt Telder and Mike Hasty. You see Russell Brown Jr. just trying to take a look to the high side to get above Mike Hasty. The high side might work here. I don't know. Haven't really seen anybody use it. You see Hasty just reeling in. Still Matt Telder for that third place spot. Dale Shaw taking a look to that high side. Here they go by lap traffic. Oh, almost some contact there between Dale Shaw and Mike Hasty. You can definitely tell that Dale Shaw is ready to get by Mike Hasty, and he'll do anything he can to get by that 72. Looks like they're coming up on some more lap traffic. That was almost a close call there. We see Mike Hasty getting a good run there on the bottom. To the rear quarter panel of Matt Telder. He's right there. Getting a good run running that bottom. We see Matt Telder is able to get back clear. We see Dale Shaw's taking a look up to the high side now. Oh, making a little bit of contact, and there we see a caution flag is out. Brandon Wallace, Hemi Gordini involved in this one. Here's a look at what happened. So we see Brandon Wallace pretty much running by himself. Next car is the 51 of Michael Swink. And we see he starts to get a little bit sideways coming off of turn number 2. Turn number 2 really has been a trouble spot for a lot of drivers. Yeah, he just gets loose straight into the outside wall. Heavy nose damage for that 89. Looks like Aaron Ward was able to make it by barely. Gene Watkinson, yeah, he was able to make it by 2. but Hammy Gherardini has nowhere to go except for straight into that 89. Hard damage for that 117 machine. So right now we're back under caution. Let's take a look at your current top 5. See, Eric Myers is in first. Michael Wambold in second. Matt Telder currently running in that third place spot. Fourth is Mike Hasty. And rounding out your top 5 is Dale Shaw. So let's maybe pull in another one of our drivers for an interview. Let's pull in your 11th place driver, Sam Wetstein, see what he has to say about this race so far. Sam, this is Atlee in the Intensity Broadcasting booth. Do you have a copy?
Hey, Atlee, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, and looks like you're having a great race out there right now, just outside of the top 10. We see you've gained 1 position since the green flag dropped after starting 12th. Had a pretty good race. Haven't really gotten any wrecks. Have just kept your nose clean, and you're just trying to get up there into the top 10. What did you think of this race so far?
I think I've saved a little bit of tire. Hopefully we can move up a few spots here. I don't have anything for the leaders, but that bottom groove's going away and starting to move middle and a little bit higher, and the corners getting through there, getting a little bit, feels better. I don't know if it's faster, but it definitely feels a lot better, a lot more stable.
So what's going to be your plan to try to get up there to the top 10 or top 5?
Keep it clean. Keep my tires underneath me. Try not to heat them up too bad. And about 10 laps to go, give her hell.
10-4. Well, thank you for letting us know what's going on for you out here on the track, and good luck on this next restart.
Thank you, Atlee.
No problem. So we continue to see Eric Myers is your leader. Eric has pretty much dominated this race so far. Eric didn't lead any laps last week, but he definitely had a fast car. Got runner-up. Now, if he wins tonight's race, he will be the 4th different winner this season. And once again, that just proves how tight the racing is here in this Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series. Eric Myers will be restarting on the bottom. Michael Wambold restarting on the top. Behind them, it's Matt Telder, Mike Hasty, and then in 5th, Dale Shaw. Pace car is in. Green flag is back out, and there we see Eric Myers taking off. He's able to get clear of Michael Wambold. We see Matt Telder side by side with Dale Shaw, but we see Telder able to get clear, so now it's side by side between Mike Hasty and Dale Shaw. See Hasty actually doing pretty good up there on that high side. He has the nose as we head off of turn number 4. And even though he tagged the wall a little bit there, he's actually able to get clear. Mike Hasty up to 4th place now. We see Matt Telder trying to reel in Michael Wambold for that 2nd spot. Telder maybe trying to take a look to the high side. Dale Shaw looking low once again under Mike Hasty for that 4th spot. But we see Mike Hasty shuts the door. Take a look back once again to the battle for that 2nd spot. Matt Telder continuing to try to set up that pass on Michael Wambold. See Philip Manzo says, awesome broadcast. Thank you for the kind words, Philip. And he says, go number 77 and 17 and 111. Well, I can tell you where all those drivers are at. The 77 of Mike Aribi is currently sitting in last. He got in a wreck early on, and he hasn't really exit pit road ever since. We see the 17 of Josh Oswald also sitting on pit road. He's also had a really, really rough race. And then Gene Watkinson is currently sitting in last out of all of the cars out on track right now. He's also had a rough race. But let's see if any of these drivers can maybe make a comeback here in the next couple of laps. But once again, Phil, just thank you for the kind words. We see Mike Hasty just trying to reel in Matt Telder for that 3rd spot. He has Dale Shaw still right on his back bumper. Let's see what Hasty can do here. Shaw trying to take a look down low. Looks like Wambold might be catching Eric Myers a little bit. No, gap's still about 3/10. No, there we go. We see Wambold getting a little bit of a big run. And watch out for that 181. He's coming, actually. Let's take a look at the cockpit cam from Wambold's perspective. Right now, just trying to set up the pass, watching to see, what Eric Myers is doing, looking for some of his tendencies. Might wash up off a corner or something along those lines. See Mike Hasty still trying to get by Matt Telder for that third spot. These two have been battling for a majority of this race. Ooh, almost getting into the wall there for Mike Hasty. Field getting pretty spread out. We see William Griffith trying to take a look down low under Tristan Laduciere for that 7th spot. And he's got William Griffith, has Shannon Mulder taking a look to his outside. Look back to that battle for 3rd between Mike Hasty and Matt Telder. Hasty really is going to have to dig into the trick book to just try to find anything to get up there to Matt Telder. Five laps to go now for Mike Hasty to try to get by Matt Telder for that 3rd spot. And let's see if now it's 4 laps to go for Michael Wambold to try to reel in your leader, Eric Myers. I don't know if he can. Eric looking very, very fast. He's been fast all race long. The two running identical lap times. It's pretty hard to get by someone if the two of you were running identical lap times. 3 laps to go now. Laps are ticking by fast. Can Michael Wambold reel in Eric Myers? There they go by some lap traffic. White flag is out for Eric Myers. Eric Myers dominated most of this race after almost getting into an incident mid-race, but he was able to get through. And here he comes, coming through 3 and 4. Eric Myers will get his first win of the season and become the 4th different winner this season. What a race for that 96 machine. See Michael Wambold taking 2nd. And Matt Telder takes 3rd. And there we go. We see Eric Myers doing his burnout, and a well-deserved burnout out that. What a race for him. and then we see, see Aaron Ward's come plowing in to Eric Meyer. So does Michael Wambold. All right, so it's now time to start your driver interview. Starting off with pulling your third place finisher. Got the 0-2 of Matt Telder. Matt, this is Atlin in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Well, what a race for you. I know you started in that 4th position, and you were pretty much running in that 3rd spot for most of the race, battling with Hasty. We did see you were able to get to 2nd at one point after we saw that incident up front between Myers and Wambold, but Wambold was able to get back by you, and you pretty much chilled out in that 3rd spot for most of the race, battling once again with Mike Hasty. You were able to hold him off. I mean, what was your take on this race here tonight at Bristol?
Yeah, it was a great race. Minimal cautions. Bristol's always puts on great racing when you have such high downforce cars like these. And yeah, I thought I had second. I thought I had something for first. And then when me and Wambold ended up getting together, going down the straightaway a little bit, I don't know if it knocked the toe in a little bit or whatever, something like that. But it just didn't want to turn mid corner off at that point. So I had to back off a little bit farther, burned up a little more of the right front than I would have enjoyed to, but overall, yeah, great race.
Now, how did the setup feel at Bristol? Did it feel maybe a little bit tight, maybe a little bit loose? How did you feel about it?
It was overall, it was, as far as being a fixed setup, it wasn't a bad setup by any means. I think it needed a little bit more gear in it, but other than that, I personally enjoyed the setup. One of the better ones I've run, so it was great. It was overall, the guys in the league here do a great job making sure that sets are good for everybody. So it was great, just overall setup to provide sufficient racing.
Now, before we let you go, Matt, is there any sponsors or shout-outs before we let you go?
Yeah, I just want to say, thanks to all the guys here at Thunderstruck, Josh Oswald for putting this on, and all the other guys over there. You for broadcasting it, greatly appreciate that. It's always always good to watch your broadcasts. I do enjoy them. And just all my Moneymakers Motorsports teammates, which is Joey Lattisour, Mike Hasty, Hemi, all those guys like that. So.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on that bronze finish, Matt. Have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Yep, thank you. All right, let's now pull in your 2nd place finisher. Here we go. From Nazareth, we have Michael Wambold. Michael, this is Atlin in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, and your favorite viewer, Miles, does too.
Awesome. Wait, is that a real duck?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Miles, say hi to him. Miles, talk.
We got a real duck on the broadcast. Now, that's a first. That's a first here on Intensity Broadcasting. Well, man, what a race for you. I know you started on the pole and led the first portion of this race, and we saw some contact between you and Eric, and you fell down to 3rd, but you were quickly able to make it by Matt, and you tried to reel in Eric in the end, but you couldn't quite catch him. And what was this take on the race here tonight?
Well, I only planned on running the series to run Bristol, but I won opening night in both series, so I figured I had to keep going. So I'm honestly disappointed I didn't win by half a track. Bristol is my favorite track by far. I just understand it like no other. And yeah, disappointed I didn't win. Yeah, I didn't lead any laps on this race. I chased him down. He got a good restart, the initial start he won, he won off the initial start. He was so good on restarts and just held it once he got that good jump, and he got me there. I was under him the one time he got into the wall. That killed a lot of my tires there. And then the 2nd place, Matt Telder at the time, me and him got together a few times and just hurt the tires getting around him. But yeah, I thought I had something for him, but Eric was the guy to beat. Even at USA, he was just unbelievably fast.
Now, how are the tires feeling? Were you able to save enough there for the end?
I was gaining ever so slightly on him, saving, I believe, and which led me to believe that he was saving as well. So he was really good at USA as well, saving his tires, and he caught up to me in one corner, gave me the bump, and he was clear by 2 car lengths on the straightaway already. Like, he's just fast. Like, hats off to him.
Got you. Well, before we let you go, Michael, is there any shout-outs or sponsors before we let you go?
I just want to thank you for broadcasting this as well. Miles, of course. And yeah, no one out. Now's the garage door, I guess. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the runner at finish. I hope you and Miles have a great rest of your night.
All right, sounds good.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
And now it's time to pull in your winner. Coming from Fairfield, California, we have Eric Myers. Eric, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Hey, what's up, bud?
Doing pretty good up here in the broadcast booth, and looks like you were doing pretty good out there on the track as well. You were dominating. You dominated this race. We saw you made a little bit of contact there with Michael early on in the race, and after that, he kind of fell behind, and you were able to just lead for the rest of this race. He couldn't really get up to you, and you were on a whole nother level compared to everybody else. I mean, what's your take on this race here at Bristol?
Yeah, no, I felt bad about that contact. I was just doing what I did here last season, and I was just saving my right front tire for the first half of that race there. And coming out of 4, the front end just took off, and I was just riding. And like I said, the front end took off. It got really tight out of 4. I'm not sure how close he was. I wasn't truthfully looking in my mirror that much. I could hear him more so than anything. I knew he was getting closer. And then just coming out of 4 there, I kind of had to check up, and I knew we made contact, and I hated having that happen. I'm not sure if he got any damage from that. Like I said, I was just kind of riding, just trying to save the right front tire, because 125 laps around here, that's still a very long race. I mean, when you think about it, the NASCAR Cup race here is 500 laps, so 125 around here is still quite a race. And we don't get a chance to change tires here, so to take care of them 125 laps and be there at the end is what matters most.
Now, what do you think set you apart from the rest of the field? Was it maybe just, saving your tires or your line, or what do you think?
Yeah, definitely saving tires was huge. Every chance I got, even before the race started, I was shutting my motor off, saving as much fuel as I could the whole time. I think having, maybe if I saved like an extra gallon and a half of fuel, because we got a really long run there. I was trying to just, coast as much as possible, not get back into the gas all that hard. Having a little bit of extra weight in the back of the car with the extra fuel, that could help out, make the car rotate better. Every little bit helps, and I think it definitely mattered at the end there to help, especially on that short run. I still struggled, even when I won here last season. I struggled with short run speed. The longer runs I'm definitely better at, and I still haven't figured that out here. And I got to figure how to be a better driver here on a short run. The long runs I'm pretty decent at, but I got to practice, get better at the short runs.
Well, you still had a great race here tonight. Is there any sponsors or shout-outs you'd like to thank for your win?
Yeah, no, definitely got to thank the guys over at Reverly Racing. Without them, Parker Traves, Daniel Pope, Bill Tomer. Unfortunately, some of my teammates couldn't make it tonight, which was kind of disappointing. But, real life comes first. It's the holidays. First off, I just want to, besides thanking my team, happy holidays to everyone out there. Stay safe. Safe travels to everyone. Merry Christmas. SPM to everyone out there that practiced with us. It makes us better every single week. Thank you to everyone out there. And, thank you for broadcasting the league. And thank you to everyone at Thunderstruck that puts this on and allow me to come have fun on a Thursday night.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on your win, Eric, and hopefully we might see a couple more this season.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Yep, no problem. Merry Christmas. All right, well, that is going to do it for the broadcast of the Thunderstruck Super Late Model Series. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to watch the broadcast tonight. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,000 followers on Facebook and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by our 2-year anniversary, which will be April 22. Also, check out our Twitter page, Intensity Broad 1, as we are always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. I'm Atlee Atman-Least. On behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday. We hope you have a fun and safe holiday. I'm out. Over and out.